Hey guys, welcome back to releasethecraftin. Priscilla here with a tarot unboxing. This was not the tarot set that I thought I was going to be unboxing for you guys, but to be honest, I have that video already recorded, and then I watched it, and half of the video is like this. So you can only see this much of the cards as I'm talking about it, because I guess maybe at some point I hit my camera, because I don't know, I just filmed the whole video and then didn't even notice when I put it together to edit and send it up here. Although, to be honest with you guys, I don't watch my videos again unless I feel like I actually have to. Especially when they're like single one-shot takes. I just, like, intro, outro, let's go. So there's a lesson to be learned. So I'm gonna have to re-unbox the thing I've already unboxed. Which won't be like my first initial surprise, but I still want to share the deck with you because I think it's really cool. But anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're going to talk about this. I just got this in the mail. Super excited for this. This was a Kickstarter by Wormwood, Quality Gaming Supplies. Not sponsored, but it could be. They do a bunch of like different games, and they make furniture for tabletop gaming and stuff like that. Really cool, like, people, but they do like a tarot deck every year. It's kind of a la the 78 tarot, if you guys have ever heard of that. I have a couple of those decks. I stopped getting those after the third year because I just realized that, like, having a tarot deck made by like having a different artist on every single card was like too discordant for me. As far as like how I could read the cards, like I never read with them because they just don't resonate, like they don't vibe, because it's so all over the place with the art styles and stuff like that, which isn't anything wrong with it. I love the decks. They're beautiful decks and they're like really interesting art pieces, but they're not useful to me, and I told myself that I can only buy decks that I can see a use for. So you might be wondering, why would you buy another deck in the same sort of thread where there's a different artist for every card? But when I saw this on Kickstarter, a couple things stood out to me. This is the Corrupted Tarot. I know I haven't said that yet. By Wormwood, and it is like intentionally a deck of reversals. And this was interesting to me because I don't read reversals when I read tarot. I just turn the card around and keep going. It just hasn't been something that I've ever like really committed to learning or care about. But I'm always interested in reversals. So when they were like, this is the deck of reversals, I was like, okay, this is interesting, and I can see myself getting some use out of this. I think it might come in handy like on new moons, or doing shadow work, or even like being stuck in a situation and maybe like my regular cards aren't giving me the answers that I'm looking for, or like, you know, the clarity that I need. I might be able to see like what's in the reverse side of the tarot and maybe get an answer there. So I was really interested, and then they posted like pictures of the completed deck, and I was like, okay, this is a lot more like synchronous than the 78 tarot was. I don't know how the 78 tarot is now. I haven't looked into it because, like I said, I stopped after the third year, and they're probably like on 7 or 8 by now. It's been a long time. But the deck, like the art styles were different, and you could see the individual artist in each of them, but the themes and like the elements used, the colors, those all seem to be a lot more synchronous across the board. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. And I did, and I got this. It came with a sticker of their logo. It's packaged pretty decently. Like, hopefully we'll see how the box fared in transit. But I thank you for the packing paper, because that's one of my favorite craft mediums. Yeah, got a little bubble wrap in here, so it looks like it's all good. Ooh, okay, so it came with one of those really nifty slide top boxes. I don't know what you call this type of box, but I like this style of box as far as like tarot card boxes. A little bit better than the kind that you have to like open this way. You know what I mean? You've seen that. You've done that. If you have tarot boxes, or opened a box, like, honestly, like the ring style boxes. Yeah, so here is the Corrupted Tarot. I like the embossing element here. It's not like a foil, it's just like a like black on black embossing, but I like that. And it's got the wands and the pentacles and the cups. So that's really neat. Really classy box. I love that. And then the cards are foiled, which is neat. And it comes with this huge guidebook. Like that's heavy. Guys, she thick. She real thick. And it's on black paper. Like that's, ooh, just little sneak peeks here. That's crisp. I love that. And it has the artist attached to it, so you can see exactly who and get your information there, as well as info on the cards. And this is my favorite kind of guidebook, because I can just take this with me and like read this and study it and have the card as a reference as it is. So I love this guidebook. Like, this guidebook alone makes this deck in my tops, because like this is just the easiest way for me to learn. It's how I learn to sort of see what themes the deck itself has carrying through it, and then I go off and read intuitively afterwards and try not to refer to the book after I've read it. But you know, to each his own. Do what you do. But this is really nice. These feel really nice, like quality. Here's the back. That's really lovely. I love this. I don't know if you guys have ever seen pictures of the black tarot. Like, this is almost like that as far as like the vibe goes, with the black cards. On the black tarot, this is black foil, but I'm not mad at the silver. I have a couple of like gold foiled ones, and like they're great. I love foiled edges in general, but I don't have anything like this silvery gunmetal color. So a quick little preview here, so you guys can kind of see what's in store. And we'll just start with the first card. So I'm going to bring you guys a little bit closer so you can see them. If you're motion sick, look away. And you can look back now. Isn't that gorgeous? And I love the Fool here. This is a beautiful card. I love this art. This is really nice. The borders are nice. Love the art style here. So that's gorgeous. I love this Fool card. And then we have the Magician. And this is really neat. It's giving me like arcane forces, maybe powers beyond our understanding. I'm stuck in this ritual. Very cool. It's got the elements in there. And I love the like juxtaposition of the blue against like this muted background. It's so bright and vibrant. Really beautiful card. And here's the High Priestess. And look at that. Pomegranate, the Whispers. So like I said, this is a deck of reversals, so you might be a little bit confused as you're seeing this, because it's not going to be exactly the imagery that you're used to in a standard like deck. But it's meant to be read in reverse. So if you are familiar with tarot and reversals and their meanings, then you're going to see the elements here. If you're not, this might be a little bit confusing. Look at that. The Empress. This is gorgeous. Gorgeous art. Gorgeous work. And then there's the Emperor. I love like the blurry sort of painterly aspect here. But the way it's sort of like faded out of focus. It's really nice. These cards are a nice weight too. Like, they have a really good hand feel. And the Hierophant. That, wow. You guys, I think I'm like, this is probably going to be my new favorite for a while, because I am loving this so much. Look at that. So excited to start working with this. Oop, hold on, someone's blowing me up. Okay, sorry. Weird pause. Here's the Lovers. Check it out, like the tattoos are different through the mirror. Getting sort of like a Narcissus vibe. Very cool. Ooh. And the Chariot. Check that out. How gorgeous. I'm just in awe. Like, I don't even have comments for this. Because I'm just so, like, enamored with this deck and the art style. And I think you maybe can see here. You'll probably see it better, like, when we get to the minors. That, like, look at that. Even though you can tell, like, the distinctiveness of the artist, it does all kind of read together pretty well. So whoever, like, the organizers are, the people who are assembling these artists, they probably gave really good direction and really clear, like, themes here. Look at that. Like, just on a whole other world. The total isolation. The broken lantern. Like, that's so gorgeous. So sad. Like, it's such a poignant card. And these are really beautiful. And I think these will have, like, the really interesting side effect of, as I work with them more, making it easier for me to see or understand what reversals are, like, read them in other readings if I choose to bring that understanding there. Look at Justice. How beautiful. I love the colors in this deck. And then there's the Hanged Man. Death. This is a nice card. Just gorgeous. And let's see here. We have Temperance. Look at that. All the colors. I love that, like, it's out of balance as they're falling. Like, really clearly I can understand and interpret, like, what I'm seeing in these images really easily. There's the Devil. Wait, did I say... Oh, I said Death. I'm sorry. Psh, forget what I'm saying. Focus on what I'm looking at. So that's really neat. Conflict within the self. I'm gonna have to think about these. These are all thinkers. Like, I could meditate on these for a while. And there's the Tower. And look, it's like such a beautiful scene as opposed to, like, what you're used to seeing with the Tower. But then it's right here in front of a graveyard. So, like, all this beauty and light in front of this graveyard. How gorgeous. I'm so excited. Like, my fingers are tingling. I'm that kind of excited. So this is the Star. It's like losing all hope. I'm stuck there. And this was the card that really stuck out to me, you guys. The Moon card is one of those cards that I always look at as, like, a, how do I judge or, like, indicate the quality of this deck or, like, the messages of this deck. And when I saw this card, I was like, whoa. Whoa. Also, as an avid lover of wolves and werewolves, like, in general, I had to have it. Like, I couldn't leave this behind. Just, like, the different fractures, capturing different, like, phases, different, like, points in the psyche. Just, oh my gosh, this card is amazing. And then we have the Sun. And I love this. Like, this gilded dead king. How neat. And then Judgment. Oh, this makes me think of the Swamp of Sadness. That's what it was called, right? A Never-Ending Story? Swamp of Sadness? Or Sorrow, or something like that. Really sad, but Artax, right? But also, this reminds me, like, with the coloring of that scene in Hercules when, like, the souls are in that, like, whirlpool and they're sucking the life out of Hercules in the Disney cartoon one, guys. That's really neat, though. Oh, here's the world. I love this. This kind of reminds me of, like, the myth of Loki and how they trap him underneath the, like, the serpent venom. Although this is, like, it's just, like, the serpent's blood, but it's still neat. And kind of calls that back a bit. Super pretty. So here we are in the Ace of Wands. And look at that. Like, every one of these just paints, like, the perfect scene. Like, I feel like this could be, like, the launch of some inspiration, some storytelling. I love how vibrant this card is. Like, it's just, it looks great on camera. It looks good in person, too. But, like, I'm looking at it through the camera lens, and it really pops here. The colors here. But check that out. I think because, like, they chose to use a lot of these, like, reds and blues and stuff like that. Like, the colors are, like, they're using the same color palette. So I think that's why this, like, deck sort of looks a little bit more, homogenous than the other, like, 78 tarot versions that I can remember. Just because it's tonally the same, even though the arts are, like, the artists are different. But this is a gorgeous card, too. Like, that's the start of a short story. Write it in the comments. Go ahead. I'll read it. And if it's great, I'll get you published. I don't know how, but I'll make it work. Oh, look at this. There's Baba Yaga. And her hut. This is a cool card. I love this little touch of mythology in here. How neat. How beautiful. Oh, I love this deck, you guys. And there's the Five of Wands. Look at that. And the Six of Wands. It says Vivictus. I don't know what that means. I gotta look that up. But this is still a really nice card. Really pretty. And here is the Seven of Wands. Love that. I love the green in the background. And the Eight of Wands is the card that still haunts me in my dreams. I hate this card when I pull it. And it looks like it's still giving the same energy. There's the Nine of Wands. Very neat. I know that Joy from Witch Mooncraft on Instagram asked a while ago, but I'll ask it here too. What card do you least look forward to when you pull a tarot card? Because that was a really interesting discussion, and like I said, I can't stand getting the Eight of Wands. Also, like, Eight of Swords. Not a fan. In fact, just most of the eights. Maybe Eight of Pentacles. She's cool. But the rest, I don't want that. Very neat. Here is the Ten of Wands. Probably should have mentioned you guys should get some snacks, because this is going to be a long one. Although not as long as previous ones, I hope. Let's see. The Page of Wands. I love this. Because, like, is it a ribbon that she's wearing, or is it something holding her down? Trying to keep her from breaking out. Like, just gorgeous. So much thought went into these. There's the Knight. And there's the Queen. Love this. I love, like, the sunflower, sun sort of motif. Bringing in that fire element. Oh, she's fierce, too. I would not cross her. And the lionesses. Like, they got it right. That's a legit card. And here is the King of Wands. Check that out. How neat is that? I love this. There's like, it's giving me like Elizabeth Bathory, but also Snow White, like Evil Queen vibes. It's the Ace of Cups. And here is the Two of Cups. I love this. I love like the fluidity of it. The motion here. Very neat. Three of Cups. Very cool. So usually this is the one with like the three girls dancing, and now it's like losing your way, losing your companions. Gonna be really neat. I have to look into it. I'm just making up interpretations as we go. I'm gonna look into it. The Four of Cups. I love a spider lady. This is pretty cool, guys. Just, oh, there's so many like details here. I love this. Crocodile women can get it too. That's awesome. I want to see more crocodile people in general. Very cool. Here is the Six of Cups. And the cups are represented with these like broken vases. And this guy's like begging for something. Is it like mercy or salvation? Is it just some like rain? Because everything looks like it's dying there. Like so cool. And we got another like arachnid person. Arachnid fairy pixie dude. But all the cups are spilling upwards. Doesn't that just look... Oh, that looks so cool. Like, bless the artist for putting thought into this one, because that is a really cool motif. Super cool here. And then let's see the Eight of Cups. This one's kind of giving me... Yeah, like... I don't know. I don't know what it's giving. The moon is very angry at this guy. Like... By spilling these cups, he has, like, just altered how water works in this world. Caused this unbearable pain. I don't know why the moon is so mad at him. I'm interested in his backstory here. That's very interesting. And let's see, Nine of Cups. So we're seeing a lot of, like, pixie-ish, fairy-ish type people in this set. Some, like, otherworldly beings. I do remember from the campaign that they said, like, each one had a specific, like, each set of the minors had, like, a different sort of take on it. And I think this one was supposed to be, like, the fairy fantasy element. I should have probably looked at that before I started doing this, so I could tell you guys what they were all supposed to represent. But I think having that as, like, the underlying thought process is kind of what helps these cards harmonize a little bit. This is so cool. Like the watercolor work. That's just really neat. I want to see that in a movie, like a scary movie. That'd be a cool scene. And let's see, here's the page. Look at that. There's like some bones in the background maybe, or this is like a plant, or some weird tentacles of a monster. And this poor like bedraggled mer person, sea people, is like just holding on to the last of this light. Very cool. I'm sorry, I said I was going to go faster and I didn't move faster at all because these are all just like really fascinating to me. Each card has its own like story, and I really like that. I like when there's like a story I can see in the cards, because it helps me to intuitively interpret them when I'm reading. Look at this. Queen of Cups. Like, it's giving me prosperity, but like an overabundance of like the wrong stuff. Which is really interesting. Here's the King of Cups. Go off, King. Like, what is this? That is so cool. And the interconnectivity of all the threads. And again, like, the overflowing cups is a really strong theme in this one, but like not for the same reason it would be in the standard deck. Like, it wouldn't be like overflowing abundance and prosperity. It would be the opposite. So here's the Ace of Swords. This one's really cool. It's almost like paper pieced, which is neat. I love this kind of style. Very cool though. And Two of Swords. You can see like there's like a sort of dark and light aspect, sort of opposites colliding here. Sort of a fire and a water breaking apart, and then what's left is like this explosion of steam and air. Very cool. Very cool card. Here's the Three of Swords. I love her. She's like a fierce plant queen with all these little eyes in the background. These little people. How cool is that? Four of Swords. Let's see. It's like a little group of different people, but they're all stabbing like just a man. A human. How cool is that? That style is pretty different from what we've seen so far, and I kind of appreciate that. It's a little bit different. But this poor horse. Five of Swords, it's been like starved and rode and left out here and tied up. Poor guy. And now there's like a looming threat. Here's the Six of Swords, bringing back that blue color. This one's like really contemplative. Like there's snakes in these like flowers, and they're all kind of approaching her. And she takes maybe this rest to have like a little bit of a pity party. Here's the Seven of Swords. Church windows in the background, but like digging up of like treasure, but also people. Here's the Eight of Swords. This is like almost like an Iron Maiden. Yeah, it's definitely an Iron Maiden now that I see the rest of it. I need to quit looking at it through the camera. But I just want to make sure that I'm seeing the same things that you guys are, like seeing the colors how you guys are seeing them. And the Nine of Swords. This one's beautiful. I love this art style. Sort of vampire, a little bit revengey here. Kind of like that. Ten of Swords. I love this color combo. This like, it's showing a little bit pink on here. It's actually more of a red color, but with like just a fraction away, like a little bit of pink, but it's showing up really pink here. But it does look really great against this blue. For the Ten of Swords. And then here is the Page of Swords. This man lost his fight. That's really poignant. And the Knight of Swords. The colors here. Everything's like turned upside down, a little topsy-turvy. Like a fall from grace, perhaps? Interesting. Oh, here we go again. I don't know, queen cards are my favorite cards. She's just serving. Like, she has no time for people who are playing. It's a really nice card. And here is the King of Swords. And I like that. It's giving me like Lich King kind of vibes. Very neat. Which, you know, it's appropriate because this company makes stuff for tabletop games, so D&D type stuff. And here is the Ace of Pentacles. A little tiny person trying to approach this horrible, terrifying gate. Or are they approaching it? Maybe they're guarding it? Or they're forced to enter. There's the Two of Pentacles. It's like a mer person. This is interesting because we usually see this one like balancing on a thread, but it looks like this mer person is like balancing between land and sea, but it's like not in balance. And we have the Three of Pentacles. Are they stuck together? A little bit, a little bit. So this artist too, there's a lot of like really great texture, a lot of good like, well, it's mostly texture. I'm not gonna bore you guys with halftones and all the other stuff I could go on about. But look at this, like, this guy worked so hard that he broke himself to pieces. Really cool. And some more of that blues and the greens in here. All over this hoard of wealth. There's their own logo there. That's cool. Really nice card. And the Five of Pentacles. This is interesting. Like, what's the story here? And there's like some birds, dragons, somethings in the backgrounds. Maybe these little birds. Little bird. That's really cool. Interested to learn about that one. Come on, guys. We were doing so good. Here we go. So here is the Six of Pentacles. And she's holding this, like, leaf? I guess it's a leaf. But, like, it's an enticing offer, so, like, some forbidden fruit, maybe? Very interesting. And this is really, like, painterly here. I don't know if this was done on canvas or digitally, but it's really nice. It's a really nice effect. Because this is, like, really super detailed, like, high focus, and it sort of comes up into here, and it's a little bit less detailed, but it still kind of like adds to the vibe here. So like that. Here's the Seven of Pentacles. And they're like growing in this tree, this money tree, but they're broken. This guy looks distraught. Like his money tree didn't give him everything he wanted. And then here's the Eight of Pentacles. And look at that. It's like he's tied to his work, like forced to keep working. Can't do anything else. But he's like a master craftsman. He can't break away. Here's the Nine of Pentacles. She's usually like in a garden overflowing with abundance. But we can see here, it's all dried out. Her bird is flying away even. Like it's the end of an age. How nice. It's not a nice story. It's a sad story. It's a nice card. And let's see, the 10 of Pentacles. Look how moody he is. Like he had to fight really hard to get up here. And what's left is just a pile of gold and his enemies. And here is the Page of Pentacles. Is there somebody who has wealth but has like been haunted by what it took to get there? And what is he doing with his hand? It's like, sorry, that's not helping. It's like a hole in his hand. It's so tiny though. It could just be shadows, but like, it looks like there's a big gaping hole in his hand. And he's like contemplating it. Let's see, the Knight. Why did the Pentacles all stick together, but nothing else did? The Knight of Pentacles. Look at that. It's giving me like I went on the hero's journey and it cost me everything. Just a lot of regrets. And this is where I get demonetized, so... It's the Queen of Pentacles. Ugh, arm is stuck. So is she like looking at a former lover, or is he dead? She doesn't care. She's got all the powers. She's really cool. The queens in this deck were great. Here's the King of Pentacles. Look at this old like miser, just here with all of his wealth and plenty, but he's dead, so like it doesn't even matter. So yeah, that was a really great deck. I am really loving how it is, how it looks, how all the cards were. Did you have any favorites? Did you make it all the way through? I'm excited to start working with this deck. I think it has a lot of potential, and there's a lot that can be done with it. And I'm just really looking forward to it. Maybe I'll do something here with you guys. I don't know if you guys are interested in like tarot videos at all. I'm not like an expert by any means, but I do read for myself on the regular, so maybe I'll share some stuff here. Let me know if you're interested. If you made it to the end of this video, I'm very proud of you. How were your snacks? I appreciate your face. And until next time, you guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!